So let's move on to the next activity, which is read out. Okay,
Okay.
please read the news article aloud, and you may use the slashes as a guide to pause.
Okay.
Okay, we start.
New wealth tax in U.S. raises concerns. President Biden's plans to introduce a new tax on America's wealthiest households may be unconstitutional, according to opposers of the scheme. Currently, U.S. households worth more than $100 million pay tax on income and only pay tax on assets and investments when they are sold. However, under new rules being put to Congress, households worth $100 million and over will be asked to pay a minimum of 20% tax on income and unrealized assets annually. The Democrats have long favored a wealth tax, but until now, President Biden has been more inclined to raise the levels of income tax, corporation tax, and capital gains taxes paid by the super-rich. He has steered away from a wealth tax, but things have changed in recent years. The country's deficit now runs into trillions of dollars, and the social and climate change policies have to be paid for. In reality, an extremely small number of households will be affected by these changes to the tax laws, and many of the super-rich already pay more than 20% to the government. Tax experts say that it will be too difficult to calculate the new wealth tax, making it almost impossible to collect. The White House claims that Mr. Biden's budget plans would help to reduce the country's deficit and would pay for changes promised by the Democrats during the election campaign. Needless
Hmm.
to say,
Republicans.
Republicans are not too happy with this proposal, and a lively debate in Congress is expected before a decision is made.
Okay, good. Very good. Now this time, let's proceed to discussion.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 14 minutes left to answer questions freely. But okay, with to answer 6 questions. Okay, so please answer the questions freely by using the situation given or by opening the answer keys to have more ideas to answer. Okay, now number one. Do you agree that wealthier people should pay more tax than less wealthy people? Share your thoughts.
Sure. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah, wealthier people should pay more tax because
Of
they have a
course.
lot of money.
Yes, and also they are more they their expenses is their livelihood is much more expensive than not livelihood. Yeah, the way yeah livelihood. Yeah, the way their livelihood is much more expensive the than the less wealthy people, right?
Yeah.
So the way they uh and also because this will give the government more money to do more things for the people. Okay. So and also if only if the rich people has would, for example, uh, about his uh there are also an unfair treatment if the rich people would give more tax if he should pay an exact amount, right? So
mm,
I think also there is a no for an answer, which they might think that they are being unfairly targeted by the government and they may decide to move to a different country as a
mm.
result.
Yes,
So yes.
I guess.
But for me
Mm,
it is yes, but for some reasons uh it would be unfair to them, to their part, if they would pay more tax and they use they have the same, I mean, uh should they have the same payment for the less fortunate, you get what I mean?
mm.
I
Yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah. Hmm. So I think of, so it should be what if, regardless of how much they should pay for their own tax, so it should, they should pay how much taxes they they are uh I mean their debts to
Mm,
the government. Okay, so not into like more than what they should pay. Okay, now let's have number two. Do you think it is necessary for governments to set budgets? Of course, I think.
yes, of
Or
course.
yes.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
necessary. So, and the governments have to manage their budget and what they use for people and this
Mm-hmm.
hmm, efficient. They have to
Okay.
use our tax.
Yes, and also to implement more projects
Mm,
to the people, or to finance resources to support the implementation of various programs and projects, as I've said, that best promote the development of the country,
mm,
right?
right.
So, and also we will have a budget if if we should have a budget because we pay taxes.
Mm,
Okay, that is our right. Okay.
yeah.
Mm. So other would say no because it's inaccurate or unreasonable assumptions can quickly make a budget unrealistic. So budgets can lead to inflexibility in decision making. So for me, it's not really the
Mm,
best answer. So,
yeah,
but for
yeah.
me, my answer is yes. Okay, now let's have number three. Would you like to be super rich? Why or why not?
Why not?
For you, yeah. Why yes or why not?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course, yes.
Why?
I'd like to be super rich. And why? I can spend a lot of money by myself and
Mm.
um,
If you would
so,
rather choose famous or being rich, what would you choose?
sorry.
You would become super famous or super
Mhm.
rich?
Super rich.
Uh, because if you're, I think if you're famous, you are really that rich, and if you're rich, then you're famous, right?
Yeah.
Because it's still the same; they're connected to each other. So
Mm,
either way, I'd still choose to be rich. Okay, so one reason would be you can afford to buy all the things that you like and have better lifestyle.
mm,
Okay, but for some reasons, if you would become rich, it's there's no guarantee for your safety. So some people might try to rob you with
yeah.
at your house and
Mm,
steal things from you, and also so many people would try to uh,
mm,
ask money from you, and then they try to uh, get jealous. I know, not try. They would get jealous of what you have and would try to.
yeah.
If
But
you are that good, yes.
super rich people can buy and they are safe.
their safety, like guard.
guard security
Mm,
systems.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
But you can't really, maybe, okay, because there are super rich people who survive. Okay. Mm.
yeah,
Okay, but because I believe that whenever, if it is really your time to die,
mm,
it is really the time. It is your time.
yeah.
So that I really believe in that way.
Mm.
Okay. So now
Okay.
let's have number 4. Would you like to be the president of a country? Why or why not?
No, I would like to be a president of a country. So
Uh,
it's um it's too responsibility to be a president of a country, and um, they have to do a lot of things to their
mhm.
people of the
Mhm.
country.
Mhm.
Mm, it's too difficult, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
For me as a regular no, a regular person, and I don't have the enough intelligence to handle such problems that the government is facing right now.
yeah,
I'm no uh because people here in the Philippines would bash us, the kind of governance that the person is uh, is leading, if he or she uh didn't lead the country very well. So yes, so
yes.
they would bash the president.
Mm,
Okay. And also it's it's very difficult
yeah, it's
to serve the
difficult. Yeah.
country. Yes. And you don't have enough time for yourself.
Mm,
You just need to go and travel around the world just to meet new people
yeah.
and to serve your country. To You have a lot of responsibilities, and
Mm.
yes.
And it's
Okay.
possible to be killed by someone.
Be killed.
Someone, yeah, someone tried to kill you if you are president of a country.
Yes, especially when you have a lot of enemies
Enemies, yes, a
from the
lot of
other
enemies.
side of the candidates.
Yeah.
Right. I hope that it won't happen.
Mm.
Okay. So it just happened when I think,
Your
yeah,
country?
yeah, in our country it didn't happen that uh it happened the way before he got elected as a president. I mean, he has a plan to run for president, but he just got shot. So
Maybe JF
yeah,
Kennedy,
yeah.
the
So that
president of
happened.
America.
It's like from the president of the America. It happened also.
Yes.
Oh,
His
okay.
name is JF Kennedy.
Uh-huh. Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yes. Okay, now let's have number 5. If you were a billionaire, would you be happy to pay more tax? Why or why not? Happy. For me, it's not a
Uh,
problem.
yes.
But for you, what's your thoughts
So
on this?
if I were a billionaire, I think I try to move to another country,
Hmm.
avoid a lot of tax.
Because there is always a tax everywhere,
Mm.
right? Uh,
Only few
mhm.
countries not a lot of tax, like
Uh,
Malaysia.
it depends
Uh, it
on
depends on the
your
country.
property.
Property.
Yeah,
Property.
property,
Hmm.
yes, right? So for me, I would pay taxes on the amount of property that I have. So it should be fair. So I would pay the amount of tax that I should pay, not the excess amount that I shouldn't pay. So it's more unfair if it's unfair to pay uh more taxes that I
Mm.
I I I I don't need to pay, right? So
Yes.
I should pay the enough tax that is needed to pay for my property or for my own uh yeah, property
Oh,
or
yes.
mhm.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
same for
because
me. Yeah.
yes. Uh,
Yeah. I paid, I will pay the tax
the
a lot.
exact.
Yeah, it's enough. Too much
Yes.
for me.
But I would rather donate more money to people, not to the tax, because
Mm.
I or would spend my money to the less people rather than for the tax, because I don't know where it would go, or the government might corrupt it. So
Ah.
yeah, it's safer than I would rather give it to the less fortunate.
Mm.
Okay, let's have number six. Would you be interested in working for the government? Express your opinion.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
if it depends on the income, how much income I can get.
Yeah, yes. Okay. I also like that answer because we have the same answers. But for me, the security of this, because it's stable if you have near government, the SSS, the what do you call that one? The security, you have a pension
Mhm.
when you are in a government, unlike in a I if it's in private also you have a security, you have a pension.
Oh,
Mm. But it's more stable in the government.
oh, it's
Okay.
good salary.
Yes, it is good.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay,
We don't
thanks so
have
much.
much time. Okay, I hope you did well in this lesson. I
Yeah,
hope to see
see
you
you
next
again.
time. Bye bye.